showing the motions there in finger set. Spear to the eyes, sternum, hook up, poke over with the back elbow. Okay, jab, circle them up. And that's going to be a whip on these. Whip. Claw, windshield wiper at the end. Okay, and we're going to go inward overhead, here, here. Notice how the crane hands are always moving with the technique. Down, hook in, hook in. Do it from the side, Ray, so you can see the side view and see the progression of the hand movements. Flick, flick, flick. Notice how the crane hands are always moving with the actual hand motions. Windshield wiper, claw in, out, back to the groin, back to the groin. Now notice the crane hands moving with them. There you go. Do you want to see it again? Or?
That's fine.
Make note of this on your progressions. I'll extend all the way out, eye shots, sternum. Notice that the progression is one hand length closer to the body each time. Boom. Okay. Let's go ahead and start on 4. So, what we're going to do is we're going to start out, I guess it's protecting fans on the first one. We're going to start out at, well, we'll go ahead and signature it and everything. So we do 4 long fingers on the left, and 4 on the right. I mean, 4 on the right, 4 on the left. I should warm up and do this before we start. Probably make all kinds of mistakes. Okay, let's start out with protecting fans. We're going to step off on our horse, and no sooner do we do that, we're going to double factor this block down here to make sure we don't get kicked in the groin. Block out into a forward bow. Okay, so let's watch that. Poke, elbow comes to the sternum. Then we're going to do a poke over this shoulder here. Both hands open. Punch, okay? From there we're going to collapse down and do a concave stance. Claw. Okay, let's watch that from the side. Start about here. So you can see the hand motions from the side. Okay, of course collapse and claw. So let's start from the beginning. Here. Okay, elbow, spear, double punch, collapse, claw, out, block, opposite side. Straight into unfurling, darting leaves. So what you'll be doing is you'll go cat stance, block, check, and we're going to thread through at this point. Thread through, step back, unfurling crane, beginning portion. Now watch how these hands peel off of one another as we go into destructive kneel. Step back, opposite side, flashing wing. What we're going to do as we come in this position here, we do our double punch, we're going to slip that foot, go into a twist. Inward block, check. Chop, chop, boom, okay? Swip, now notice how that foot slipped. Slip over, inward, poke, boom. Chop up, we're both in close kneels, okay? We're going to go into our horse and brush off. Gathering cloud, collapsing elbow. Cross, step into the horse, brush it off. Here. Circles of protection. Twist, circles of protection. Now, we're going to step off in our twist stance. That's going to be 7:30. And we're going to dance of darkness towards 7:30. Okay? I'll switch the angles for you in a minute. Poke. Okay? Unwind to 1:30. Hook the eye. Punch. Hook. Okay? Going to 9 o'clock. Left side. Thundering hammers. Claw. And then twist. And as you twist, cock the hands in motion. Here. Okay. Unwinding unwinding pendulum to 7:30. Okay, sweep, claw, reposition, lock, 4:30, unwinding pendulum. Reversing circles, right side. Reversing circles, left side. Snaking talon. Destructive fans. Punch, opposite side. Circling windmills. Defensive cross. Bowing to Buddha. Hop switch. Bowing to Buddha. Prance of the tiger. Here. Notice the transition. Cross. Step into the cat. Unwind to here. Kick. Shield and mace. Now notice as we punch, claw, close, kick, back into the horse. Step forward. 5 swords, okay? We chop, immediately cross. Chop. Now we're going to go into twirling hammers and simply twist. Opposite side. Crane, hop, crane, horse. All right, there it is. Now we're going to look at the back side of the form, the part where we're facing 6 o'clock, so you can see the motions on that. What we did was we unwound over here. We did our thundering hammers, boom, 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 boom. We back knuckle, we claw here. Unwinding pendulum is done this way. Downward block and unwind. Unwinding pendulum. Set a check, sweep, claw. Opposite side, block, unwind, check, sweep, claw. Now we're going to go into reversing circles. 1, 2. Reversing circles here. Snaking talon. Okay, opposite side. Notice how the hands just flower out. Circling. This is destructive fans, I believe is the name of this one. I always call it whirling leaves. I like that name better. 1, 2. You'll notice that this is neutral, cat, front kick, uppercut punch. Neutral, cat, front kick, uppercut punch. Now, circling windmills. 1, 2, hammer. We're actually raking back knuckle. Hook it. Flick, poke, thumbs, claw. Okay, to here, front kick, and the lifting back knuckle. Drop down, straight down, bowing to Buddha. This should actually be done with a universal block. Hop switch right on the ground. Grab, smash. Prance of the tiger. Now see this motion? Comes back, strikes, side kick. We're going to twist over this way and unwind into the cat again. Here, back kick, shield and mace. All right. Take the form nice and slow, and so you can look at the movements in perpetual motion without stopping, and maybe even try to follow along once you get the breakdown of the techniques. Okay, so we start out. 4 long fingers on the right, 4 long fingers on the left. Salutation. Moving too fast, aren't I? Better slow it down for you guys. Okay, now from here we don't do the other part of the technique. We go straight in, thread through. finger set with the help of Rich. We'll get started on that. What we're going to do is, the first motions are spear fingers to the eyes, pokes, or spear finger thrust, sternum. These are actually eye hooks. Remember in, step from this side, Rich. Remember in our ram techniques, where our opponent comes in, what happens is, see these finger hooks here? The guy could be coming in low and doing a tackle strike. And what you can do is come in low. See his arm over here, his bicep? I can actually do a back fist and a finger hook to the eye before going into my next motion. Because remember in our techniques, we strip off, chop, come back, cat up, front kick. What is the name of that ram technique, Henry?
Charging ram?
Charging ram. Okay, in our charging ram. But you can also insert those finger hooks. And that's where those hooks come in handy. A guy is down low, you can actually hook him in his eye before chopping. You step off this angle, hook, chop, and that's where those hooks can come from. I've heard people say spear to the ribs, but I'd like to see somebody get that off into
What
the
this
ribs.
is, those spear hands are going underneath the rib cage, the synovia lining that's between the ribs and the lungs. So once you split that line, every time you breathe, the lungs actually rub against the ribs themselves.
Okay.
So I've kicked somebody and split that line.
But this is how I was taught too, spear the ribs. But I do it this way because my think more intelligently is, well, I can also hook to the eye. But then we get back to our equational formula, prefix, suffix, insert, add, delete, you know. I said 7 last time, it's 8. It's 8.
Oh, yeah?
If you count them up. Yeah, I'm going to your equational formula. Okay, let's look at the other motions though. We've got a back elbow and a spear to the eye, back elbow, spear to the eye, a double finger flick to the eye, a spear up under the throat, like that, okay? Double poke. But now let's look at these motions. Whip, 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 whip. Why don't you get on this side, Rich? And what we'll look at is, see how this motion moves? Where were we? Boom. Flick. We're here. Now, what if Rich throws a left punch and a right punch? So he throws right punch, left punch. I'm sorry, you're on the opposite side. So if he's punching to the face, 1, 2, do a 1, 2 punch to the face. Now watch this motion. We go 1, 2. Now look where the crane hand is. This block, this whip, and then a whip to the eye. And then I reverse the motion and punch the opposite side. Punch with this hand first. 1, 2, crane hand. So you see all we're doing is doing a block, crane hand block, and a whip. Block, crane hand block, and a whip. Also same thing low. Say Rich throws a punch low to the body, and I block off here and whip to the groin. That's all we're doing is blocking and whipping to the groin. Whip to the groin, block. So you see that block comes into play. Now watch this motion. Crane hand comes over, slice, crane hand, slice, okay? Crane hand, claw, windshield wiper, crane hand, claw, windshield wiper. We're going to do a little punching exercise right now. And what's going to happen is we both square off at our horse, and this is a little drill you can do at home, where you're just punching to each other's sternum like this. So our first motion, flick, flick, he's going to start off with a right punch. And as he does, I'm going to do an inward crane hand block. I'm going to hook it out of the way. I'm going to slice, slice. He punches again. Go ahead. Punches, slice, slice. So you see, that's why that crane motion is in there. We're using those motions to block. I can also block to the opposite side. Say he punched with this arm. I block to the outside of the arm and do a slice. Again, punch. See? I can block to either the inside or the outside. Now what we do is he punches again, and we do that inward claw, outward claw, and you'll notice this windshield wiper scratches the eyes and pokes with the thumb. That's why it looks like this. Claw in, claw out, and windshield wiper. Crane hand block, windshield, bam. Now, same thing. All you have to do is keep having your opponent punch. So let's see now. Where were we? Boom. We're going to flick. Okay. So start with that hand. Watch this. 1, slice. Start with the other hand. Slice. The other hand. Windshield wiper claw. The other hand. Claw. See, it's a little exercise you can do. Again. Claw overhead. Claw overhead. Underhand. Again. Now watch why this one comes up around. Punch. See? And it goes to there. That's why the crane hands are constantly in motion with the slices and everything. Windshield wiper. You see how that crane hand is always there. Claw, claw, crane hand, claw, crane hand, claw. Now you see why. The opposite hand should be doing something. Don't just have it sitting there. 1, 2. Don't keep chambering it. Make it do something. Okay? That's enough on that one. The first technique, we're going to examine the techniques that are in long fork. The first one is protecting fans. Now, on this technique, what happens is your opponent throws a left-right punch combination. So go ahead, Henry, do a step through. Here's what happens. We see this punch coming in, but we're going to off-step from that punch. And as we do, we don't want to make sure we don't catch something in the groin down here. That's why that hand's in here. And as the other punch comes in, we block it off this way. Then we simply cat up as we pull, and we create this tension, pulling him into the poke here. Check down the arm and elbow. We're going to slice the eye, and no sooner do we slice, we're going to hook the other eye, chop to the throat, and scoop the groin. So it looks like this. 1, 2, poke, and then we check the arm down and elbow. Slice, hook, boom, right there. Okay? That's how the whole technique should look. Let's examine this first part a little bit more, though. Let's say that Rich is Henry's buddy, and he's standing back here, see? And what happens is, as Henry comes in and attacks, 1, 2, and I go over here and I do my poke, and I sit down and hit him, his buddy starts to come in closer to get a hold too. So now you'll notice, remember what we did in the form? He starts to come in, boom, I elbow, I catch him with an elbow and a poke. So getting closer there, tighter, comes in here, 1, and then I come around and I catch Henry in the throat, and a chop to Rich, and then I come around and catch him with a hammer fist, and him with this hammer fist. Okay? And it looks nothing more than like this. We're right here. It's right out of the form. Catch him, and him. I caught them both. All the way through. Here's another way we can look at the form too. Let's look at this motion. Down here, we claw down, up. Let's say that these guys are coming in, and they're both accosting me. And they're close enough for me to hit. So I say, okay, I drop my horse, and I double punch both, but they catch my arms. So what do? I come down, elbow, and claw both of them. That's why we do this motion. Punch, pop, we yank both of them down. That's why we go into concave stance to pull them down. Elbow, claw them away from us. Okay, 2-man movements. Darting leaves. On this one, the guy does a right reverse punch, Henry. And all we do is when you see the punch come in, we step off at this angle, and we just, that's why we also put this check here too, as we poke. And notice that's where we thread through that motion. Bam. Because we leave that check there. That's why the thread through stays there as you do that motion. Okay. The next technique, unfurling crane. Well, Rich is on this side, we'll use Rich. What happens is the guy does a left-right punch combination, and as he does his left punch, I step back and I do an outward block this way. When the other one comes in, I block, double factor, strike the groin with a hammer fist. Claw back knuckle, and as I go into my next hammer fist, I cat up. And this should buckle the opponent down a little bit. And as he does, he runs into an obscure elbow, a claw, a scoop kick, palm heel, and no sooner do we launch this, we turn, do a chop. I'll do it with Henry on this side. Left-right punch. So we go 1, 2, and there's that motion. Hammer fist, shuffle, claw, back knuckle. We cat up, strike the groin, obscure claw, sweep, boom. Now I'm going to catch this leg, but you'll see in your manual it says the right leg, which is forward, okay? Now, and that was in the form right here. Claw, but here's the rest of the motion. Okay, that's the rest of the technique. Destructive kneel. Here's an interesting technique. As Henry does a right step through punch, what we do is we off-step at an angle. We don't step back like in the form. We step off. We catch the arm, and we do an upward palm heel strike. And you try to catch the leg with this buckle. I usually can't get it off too well because I don't know why. It's funny. Some techniques I can buckle in close and some I can't far away. But let's try it. We block. We buckle. We strike with the elbow. We come back and do a back fist and a claw and attack the ankle again at this point. Boom. Follow through and do a double punch to the spine and attack the ankle again. Boom. We crane hand around and we start to pull him into a knee strike. So we go knee and we set down hammer fist, looping roundhouse as he's falling. It looks nothing more than like this. 1, 2, 3, double punch, crane hook, hammer, looping roundhouse kick as he falls. Destructive kneel. So it looks like this. 1, 2, And no sooner does we block off, but we shove, we go all the way through that strike. Let me do it from this angle, Henry. Okay. When he punches, we take an elbow and just drive it right through. And then we're going to elbow here and hook the eye, which sets up the neck for a chop. Boom. And as we do our next chop, we're going to attack the leg. See how we crunch down there? And then we do our heel palm strike. We can also attack the ankle again here. Boom. It looks nothing more than this. Boom. Chop. Chop. There you go. Let's see. Gathering clouds. Remember in the form, we went over here, middle finger fist, collapsing elbow. Now I'll show you why we do that collapsing elbow. Okay, Gary, why don't you attack me from this direction? The guy does, reverse punch or a step through?
That step through.
Is it a step through? Either way, it doesn't matter. What happens as he steps through, we're going to take and ride off that force by stepping to the outside of the arm here. Catch him with the middle finger fist through the ribs and chop to here. No sooner do we chop here, but we step in and we buckle into the leg and do a collapsing elbow. Bam! Then we come around and let this arm drop, and we hook the eye, and we scoop the groin and palm heel check to keep him away. So it looks like nothing more than this. Chop, collapse it, hook. Is that about how you guys do it?
Okay, on that one, in the book, I believe it goes just like that. But on the body, see, to get the power, he's coming in, you got it here. Now, that's the only power I got is my arm. So I move it here and buckle, then shoot the elbow as he's spinning.
Then you can't scoop the groin.
Then I go from behind.
Yeah.
This way. Okay. It's the only thing different. But this action here, just to shoot, that's really a minor move for me. I had no
Well, watch
power,
this.
so I shoot my body in with it.
Here's where the power comes from. As he does the punch, now we know that bam, right here's going to just drill right through. But as we drill through, this hand doesn't go chop. It drops, boom, like that. See that downward angle? It drops downward, and then it collapses into here, right in the rib cage. Then we cover, hook, boom. That's where the power really comes from, the fact that you're doing a downward and settling your weight. Settle your weight down there, boom. More than a strike, it's like a positional check really into the kidney.
It would be if I used it like this, even with
Yeah.
gravitational marriage, strike down, you wouldn't have the power. That's why I shoot it in with the foot maneuver to buckle it out and work from behind you instead of.
Yeah, because you'll find there's not much power in that chop itself.
Right.
Just trying to come back. So what you do is you come in and drop it down, and it's still a hand sword, see? Collapse. Next technique, gathering cloud, circles of protection. You probably do this the exact same from this one. Let's do it from this angle. What happens is, our opponent is going to fight, he's going to throw one of those overhead hooking punches. And you'll notice in Kenpo, we never really use a rising block against a direct strike. We're going to use it against an angular strike. So as it comes down, we use this rising elbow so that it glances downward. And as we do, we catch him with that palm heel. Then we take this hand and slam it into his side as we claw the groin, and then we pull the groin to us as we back fist. So it looks like this. Here, slam, check the arm, and claw the groin, pull his testicles, and back fist. That's why this chambering is. You think you're just chambering, but you're not, you're pulling.
I use a transitional band.
What I do is, boom! I like to move forward right into the opponent's slam.
I like to pull him back so that you'll land on his back.
Right.
Grabbing, yanking back, and you throw it back on you.
Well, yeah, but you know the extension on this, when you go here, yeah, when you go boom, claw, back knuckle, then let's see, you shoot an elbow in, step back and snap his elbow this way.
Oh,
So you're still got him standing when you start doing your extension, if I remember the extension correctly. That's like the camera died.
Seemed like common storm extension there.
Dance of darkness. This will be interesting. Dance of darkness. I'll go ahead and keep using it with Henry here. So we're here. Let's do this at an angle. About like this. You're about right there. What happens is, like all kicking techniques, we're standing here. He throws a front kick. We go back, and then we windmill. Well, watch this double factor in here. As I do a parry, I'm going to come up and I'm going to catch. This is uppercase, middle case, lower case. I'm going to catch him with the uppercase part here and the middle case here and snap his elbow. And look how it lifts his head up. And as I step through, I'm going to do a little hook to the eye as I go to this zone of obscurity. It's a zone of obscurity for him, therefore it's an area of darkness. That's what we call it, dance of darkness. So let's do it again. As we're here, I block, boom, double factor, hook the eye, come behind him, and do a double punch, okay? Check the height zone, strike the mastoid, hook the eye, track down, sweep, and poke, and then I unwind, back fist, take him down, and then do retarded ball kick. All right, Henry. So it looks like this. One, double factor, hook, punch, check, hook, poke, back knuckle, retarded ball kick. Okay?
Exactly.
Okay, good. Okay, finally.
Well, I got here. I do it. Side.
Yeah, we just do a retarded ball kick.
Right, I do the ball kick.
We step out.
Bam. And that's everything else is exactly the same.
Thundering hammers. It's going to be, we'll do it on a left step through punch from this angle here. No, I think it'd be better on this angle. Let's see. Boom, boom. Yeah, it would be better. In fact, it would be even better from an off angle. What happens is the guy throws his punch. Well, you're right. What am I saying? For me, I'm all backwards now. Okay, so he throws a punch, and we ride that off, and we attack in the ear. Now, you'll notice that we attack the body, but you can catch this nerve in the leg on the way around to here, and check with this arm and come down and hit. So this hand checks to the kidney, check it off. Now look where I'm attacking his legs too with mine. From here, check it again. I always strike here when I practice, but it's really to the base of the skull. But when we practice, we don't want to hurt our opponent. Strike here. Back knuckle to the temple, hook the eye, palm heel to the jaw, grab up and claw. Okay? Let's take it from this other angle so they can see it better. It seems like, start from this side. So let's try it. He comes in and punches. Boom! We come into here, catch the nerve, come over 1, 2. And we're attacking his ankles every time. Back knuckle, heel, palm, claw. Then we take, and we're going to roll him this way. We roll him over this way. Let me turn around this a little more. We get him over here, and we roll that off. No sooner do we anchor here, we do a hammer fist, and then I'm going to let this roll off into a strike, and as he rolls off, he lands into the knee to the base of the skull. So what you see is when you roll him over, hammer fist, you strike him here, and let him fall into that knee strike on the base of the skull. That's how we do it, just so you'll know.
You do a turn instead of a roll.
Right, we take it, hook,
Standing back up.
roll him over, hammer, to
Right, I do a turn horizontal, turn spin over. Just bam, bam. I catch him here and just keep him horizontally here.
whip him right.
And drop him down.
There you go. There you go.
Right, 'cause-
I like to step with him and
right,
knock
I
him
use
over.
the angler too, because actually
Yeah.
he's coming in, I use a parry. Here, bam, catching me, bam. I shift back, catch him here, catch him. Now shift my angle so he drops down.
There you go.
Notice how he went down to the knee and then onto my leg. So I didn't catch his brunt weight dropping down.
Mhm.
He rolled on the ground basically and laid on my leg. There's a hammer fist hook, and bam.
Okay. All right, good deal. Unwinding pendulum. This will be interesting how you got to do this differently. This is one you got to be careful with when you're practicing. Let's see, we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, this would be a good angle from. We're here, he does a front kick and then a punch combination. So here we are, 1, 2, just like in the form. Unwind. Now we're going to go to the far leg with a sweep, but as we do, use a crane hand. I always use a claw. We're going to use a crane hand up into the groin. So we sweep, elongate, and claw the groin. Now watch this. I don't want to drop him here, but I want to disturb his balance once, and then I come over here, and I'm going to buckle, but as I do, I'm going to catch him with in the base of the skull here, right at the spine, with an outward elbow and a heel. And then I'm going to do a middle finger fist strike to the mastoid as I step out. But you have to be careful with the head of the buckle, because you can really pop somebody hard. So it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Buckle, buckle again over this way, and hook out. Reversing circles.
I remember that.
Okay, that one differently?
I remember that.
Okay, but it's nothing more than this. Just like in the form. Reversing circles on this one, what happens is the guy does a wheel kick and then a left punch. Left wheel kick, left punch. So what you do is you block, wheel, and as this one comes up, you catch it and you heel palm. Okay? I'm sorry, here. What you can do also is go to the face if you want, but in the form you'll see 1, 2. Here's Here's what I like to do though. Here. One, boom, boom. I like to do a hammer right in the kidney. Start to twist the arm, roll it as you go in here. Take him down, and then I like to do a back fist to the temple as I elongate his base. So you go 1, 2, throw him in a lock, and then you loop that kick over. Yep. So here's how it would look. Let's see where we're okay. Here, here, here. Roll him over. Side kick. This triangle always represents a joint lock. Boom. So anytime you're doing a form, you're doing a motion. 1, 2, 3, 4. Side kick. Triangle. Loop kick. Good cut off right, right? Okay, let's look at snaking talon, our next technique. Actually, we're getting kind of far back anyway. We can probably stay closer anyway. This one here is how we're going to do it. Watch this motion. Snake it around. Notice how that checks there. Front kick. This hand should come around. Poke. Back kick. Back kick. I'm going to show you how this works. The guy comes in and he does a two-handed push. Watch this. Now, a lot of guys, he's going to do a push to the chest. Okay, and this is what we're dealing with. But I want to show you something, what's important. A lot of guys will do this. They'll go like this. They'll try to come around and grab, but the hand will be gone. Watch. Let's try it. I'll try doing it that way.
Sideways a little bit more.
Okay, so and a lot of guys, they'll do that, but the guy will keep coming forward, and they'll miss that hand strike. So here's what you do. As he comes in, you cradle it right there between those two hands. So that's where our figure 8 motion comes in. We come down, we cradle it, we bring it around. We do an elbow snap as we do our front kick. See, because as we elongate him here, we can pop his elbow. And then as we set down right here, we're going to do an eye poke, which will start to bring the head back around, you'll see. So we set down, but notice we do a slam into the leg, and look how it elongates him and gets him farther away as we back kick him away from us.
That is interesting.
But you'll notice, we can't really do it on these walls probably because we'll smash a hole in them. But you'll notice, if you practice doing it, man, that's a very powerful. You can break a guy's leg real easy that way. I was doing it on a pole in the school, and it looks like this. Cradle the hand, arm break, front kick, poke to the eye, catch the foot. So this actually happens as you sit down. Boom. That would be the timing. As you set down from here, boom, boom, boom. You'll notice it happens right as you sit down. So your momentum is still coming forward for power. There's a lot of power in that move.
See, I've never quite got the figure 8 at.
Try it. Here, try it. Watch the groin. I have a couple on. But he comes in.
I usually go here and bam, but I like what you're doing. So actually, the figure 8 is coming to the outside.
Over the top and under.
Okay,
Over
so
the top.
Bam, bam, bam.
Now, watch how my arm could keep coming that way. So cradle it just like this. Take that check and cradle it.
Close the gap.
Boom, and then go to the elbow.
Okay, so he's
watch-
coming in. Boom,
Boom. There you go. There you go. There you go.
Here.
Now,
Gonna catch it.
as you catch him in the groin, which pulls him, now pull the arm to you and snap his elbow.
Snap.
But don't set the foot down.
Oh, it's
Do the front. There you go. Now snap the elbow and pull my arm. There. Now look around. Set down in the neutral.
Okay.
Neutral and poke the eye.
Which hand?
Put this finger here, 2-finger poke. Pushes him up. Catch the knee. Drives him back. And back kicks him. Boom. See how it sets him all up?
I like that.
Every move sets him up.
I like that.
Snaking talon. Circling fans. This is going to be for a left-right punch. What happens is the guy tries to sucker punch me from 3 o'clock. So as he comes in, I block 1, 2, and I front kick the groin. I come up and punch this way. I step in, punch here, usually hit him in the groin, and that makes him fall right into a stiff arm. That's real powerful there. I love those stiff arms.
Hey, just walk right through like darting me.
Yeah, you just walk right through the guy, just boom, boom, boom. That stiff arm is so powerful. Bam! It will just knock his head off.
Right.
And that's a very powerful movement. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Punch. Boom! And slam in there with that one. That's the other end part of it. Circling windmills. You don't like this one. The guy pushes you back. Uh-oh. So you put your hands up. Hey, I don't want any trouble. He throws an overhead right. Block. Strike, strike. Strike. Hook, hook. Twist. Untwist. Break. Back knuckle. Now let's look at it.
Okay.
Here's the guy over here. And in the form, you notice how in the form? Exact same thing. Slice. Well, we did crane hands though in there. Here's what it is. The guy pushes you back and then does a punch. Hey, man, take it easy. Boom! We hit him here. 1, 2. Catch him with those hammers. Bam, bam. We step and then we hammer again. We strip down the arm. Rake the eye, back knuckle. Rake. By this time, his hands are starting to come up, right? So as his hands come up to protect his face, go ahead and protect your face, right? I go ahead and just take charge of that hand. Crossover, arm break, back knuckle strike. Boom. Then he's out of there. All right? So, let's look at it again. Pushes me, hey, take it easy. Boom, 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 boom. Slice, break, back knuckle. Right out of the form.
Okay, this one's a little bit...
Rich, you need some beating up.
Yeah, he's my side. This
Okay.
one's more of a...
Let's see how you do it.
out of a book technique. It's really interesting. Okay, he pushes me. I step back. Hey, he throws that overhead right. I catch it here. Bam. Come around. Bam. And I come. Bam. Let me do it there. Back down.
Yeah, there's the book movement.
Bam.
Yeah, there's the book movement, I know.
He's pushing. Bam. Now he's throwing it right. Bam. Catching here. Catching here. Now moving in. Here. Buckling. And boom. Catching here. Coming back up.
Sweep the leg.
Sweep, catch, sweep, and fulcrum here.
Fulcrum, right.
Right. And then from here, it's the stiff arm, back.
Right, right. See, I don't like that.
Right
I
out
don't
of the book,
it.
it's a very...
This okay is not bad.
That
But
fulcrum,
this
if you like.
this is ridiculous. You're going to stiff arm this guy here and then try to turn him back, kick him. Besides, look at all you've done anyway.
Yeah,
you know.
that's why I say it's the...
Boom, boom, boom,
He's
boom,
gonna be
boom,
down.
boom. You know, it's like,
He's
jeez,
going
my
to be down
God.
right about here. When you
Yeah,
start
he's going to be
moving.
down way before the... One thing you didn't do was the palm first. Palm, boom,
Go
boom,
here.
and then the hammers.
So
Yeah.
call to the face, check, bam, come back around, bam. I believe that's right out of
See, then all I'm doing, though, is I'm letting these hands circle up and
Right.
keep his arms checked, just like that. Boom. And then I'm slamming him across here. Boom. I'm making it shorter is what I'm doing, because it's much too long in a real application. Yeah, he's not going to be there for that. Defensive cross. Here's a nice little interesting technique. What happens is the guy does a front kick to the groin. Now, normally we'd be concerned with watching the hands and checking the height and all that, but we're going to do that in the very first move. When he kicks, we can pull him. Now, look what we did. I pulled him a little too hard, but you pull him, and he lands in a back knuckle, palm heel, front kick to the groin, stiff arm here. Now we're going to cat up, and we're going to kick to the solar plexus, which bends him forward again. Then we do a reverse crescent and a wheel kick. So it looks like this. Pulling forward, back knuckle, palm heel, kick, punch, cat up, kick, reverse crescent, wheel kick. Any comments?
Only thing I learned is that the technique's the same, but you use a pressure point, which is this one right here.
Right, right.
Right here to lock him out. The hands, he's coming in, front right kick. Catch it here, locking with that, and then bam, bring him here. I like this action here though.
Yeah.
I'm off out. 'Cause I really don't have any protection for that. But,
Yeah. See, that's why I like that. If you're there too long like this, all of a sudden,
he's gonna be hitting.
he's going to start swinging.
I like that yanking lead off bounce.
Right. So he's busy worrying about being off balance. Boom, 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 as you
I
catch
like
him.
that. I'm gonna use that.
That's why we don't have to worry about checking on that one too much. Bowing to Buddha. Here's an interesting one. We're down on the ground. The guy, wow, my joints are so damn beat up after 38 years of this stuff. Well, 24. Okay, well, the first one in childhood was a lot of Tarzaning around in the yard anyway, getting injured. So what happens is he throws a right roundhouse kick. So as he does, I do a double factor block. I want to use both, but no sooner do I get there, I'm going to come up and I'm going to elbow, grab the groin, pull the testicles, and slam. Now we're going to do a switching technique where I come up, but as I do, this probably brought him forward a little bit, but as I come up to switch, I'm going to catch him with a heel palm and pull this leg. So it really slams him to the ground. So the legs move like this. I'm going to do it just by saying, stay right there, Henry. You go 1, 2, 3, grab, switch. Notice how the right leg goes back. Now I dropped him over. What I do now is I torque and I twist his legs over as I step back though. Then I'm going to go into a twist stance, okay? One, but look how I keep the leg up at all times. I'm going to come over and I'm going to step into a forward bow and do a break across the leg here, crane it off, and then stomp the groin there. Okay, so it looks like this. We're here, 1, 2, elbow, smash, pick him up, switch, flip him over as we go into reverse though. Okay, twist, step, break, and break, smash the groin. I think I should be going from here straight into my twist. There, that's what I like doing better. Okay, the manual says this. The manual says pull and reverse, but here's what I like to do. Watch this, Henry. Move for a second, get back down. We throw him down. What I like to do is throw him over, but I like to go ahead as I'm here, and I throw him over, I like to step over into my twist, come over, then break this way. Hook it off, boom. Okay? You have any comments on this one?
On that one, okay, here, bam, catch him, take him down, boom. From here,
There you go.
he tied it against him here, so now I just shift and tore.
Okay.
Then my
Show
clear
me on wrist
action
real
is
quick.
just around. It's kind of a
Rich, do it real quick. Let's see what happens.
okay. Just throwing this thing here, right roundhouse kick. Gonna move in, bam, try to really get that to make him rebound off. Now I'm gonna come up under. I'm gonna punch, punch, slam. Right now I'm coming here. Now this is gonna catch him here. Kick him down here. Now,
See, I like to palm heel in the face, really
right,
slam him over.
Now I'm gonna just now watch. I keep it close as I'm coming here. Now I can just snap it and clear it out of the way.
Do you feel comfortable with that part of the snap there, though?
Yeah, because if you got him here and you just stay real tight and just really wrench it, you can see it happen.
See, here's how I want to do it. Here's how, Rich, before I forget for a second. Lay down there for a second. Poor Rich. What happens is, you got to keep the leg up. And what happened was we hop switched, we switched at this point. Now you can actually flip him over, and look how I'm going to twist. I can twist again, step, and look how much easier that is to do those little switches.
Tight, yeah.
It's a lot easier to twist. Now notice how I keep his leg up. Don't let it hang down here. Keep the leg up as you lever the ankle to snap the ankle. Twist, twist, and then break as you slam in there. And then what you can also do is step off at an angle to keep the legs apart. Thanks, Rich. See,
You're like
also at this point, after you flip him over here, you twist, step over, twist, break the leg, and if you want to keep his legs spread apart, instead of stepping off that way, step at an angle out. Stomp. That'll keep those legs spread apart.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
You're a lot more tighter in on his fight.
Yeah, I forgot. See, I was reading the manual last night so that we were going to do this one right because I don't like that turn here and then come over. I don't like all that stuff. I like to flip him, 1, 2, and break real quick. Nice quicker move. That's how I like to do it. Prance of the Tiger. Now this will be interesting for you. Let's do that from this angle, Ray. What happens is, come over here for a second, Henry. You're going to do a right step through uppercut punch. In fact, let's do it like at this angle so it'll show up better. What happens is, let's say I'm talking to my buddy over here. I'm preoccupied, and all of a sudden he decides to walk up and catch you right here in the kidney, okay? So let's do it again. And I'm going to show you what happens. Boom! I see that coming in. I slam it out of my way. And now look where the arm is. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hammer right into the bicep and check into this leg here. And no sooner do I do that, I hop off, and I'm going to side kick the opposite leg as I back fist. And then as I set down, I'm going to sweep this leg, and I'm going to hook his eyes, sweep the groin, hammer fist, knee, and then I'm going to knee hammer, and then catch the base of the skull. So look at how that looks. Okay. You want to do it on the body so you can see the movement again? I'm here and all of a sudden he comes in. I slam it out of the way. I double strike there. I kick hop, okay, side kick. Then as I sweep this foot back, I try to catch the eye here. Unwind, stiff leg raise, hammer knee, palm off to the head and let go out. So let's look at that again. And in the form, it looks just like this. Here, hook. Well, it ended there. In the form, it doesn't look this way. Okay, over 1, 2, and palm it off as I step out. And that's how Prance of the Tiger should be done. And I like to protect the bicep.
That's good application. I like it.
I think the manual says forearm, but I like the bicep because if you hit the bicep, it deadens the arm.
Oh, yeah, it just,
Okay, go ahead and turn off a minute, Rick. Now let's do our next technique, which is shield and mace. And in the form, you'll remember, we off-stepped, punch, hammer, claw, chop, side kick. Here's what we're doing. The guy does a right step through punch with the help of Henry here. We'll do this technique. what happens is, as you see that punch coming in, we're going to step off at an angle. But the block's not going to come like this. It's going to come like this as we see the punch, just like a parry would do. We're going to help pull it into this strike here. So let's see the punch come in, and here's what happens. Boom. So you see how it pulled up that way? And now we're going to go into a wide kneel as we do our hammer strike to the kidney. We punch to the lower rib cage, kidney. Now look how I dropped a little bit. Now I'm going to take my left arm and check this arm down as I claw up. And then I'm going to check again down. But as I do, I'm going to replace it with this hand. So watch, it comes claw. And then I'm going to chop to the knee, which bends it and opens, exposes that side as I side kick over here to this opposite knee. So you see what we did? Kidney. Do it facing this way so you can see the angle of the stances. Here, here, claw, drop into a close kneel, kick that opposite knee. Okay? Let's look at five swords. You guys, everybody knows five swords. Block, chop, poke, punch, forward bow, not a twist stance, chop again, and of course claw, chop, side kick or back kick, whichever you prefer. Let's look at twirling hammers. Here's an interesting technique. What happens is, Henry, we'll go from this angle here. Now, in your manual, it says this. Go into a twist stance and an extended outward block. But here's what I like to use. I like to use the vertical outward as opposed to the extended outward. That's just the way I was taught. So Henry does a left punch. And as he steps through, what we're going to do is off step as we block. No sooner do we block, but we're going to step around and attack the mastoid. Pivot into an elbow, and no sooner do we do that, we're going to come around and use this hand as a check as we strike to the kidney. Lift just like this. 1, 2, forward bow, check, hammer strike. Well, watch what happens. Let's do it at this angle first, Henry. So he comes in, punches, we off step, 1, 2, 3, boom. But when you hammer, bam, it should arch his back. Then we reach over and we get a hold of this wrist. We step back and strike with a palm heel and dislocate the shoulder. No sooner do we do that, but we're going to take it and we're going to do a sweep as we claw around and smash right into the back of the mastoid of the head here with a vertical punch. So we sweep, boom. Then we're going to step back and screw his head around and do an eye poke. But literally what happens is you actually pull. See how I pull over? Now let's look at the entire technique now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Grab, pull, dislocate the shoulder, claw the face, sweep, vertical punch. Start to screw him back, poke to the eye. And that's how that technique should look extended. What's that? Okay. So he comes in. Yeah, it simply ends, and we end it here.
I go to the front. He's throwing the left punch.
So he comes in.
And I box around, coming in, bam, bam, bam. Now I grab, sweep, come out, and lock him.
It's kind of like circling windmills. Yeah.
Right. I go after the front. That's a good application.
Well, see what we're doing is, after we block, we hit the mastoid. The mastoid pulls him into this elbow. And notice how we go into a forward bow. Because that really, that's called marriage, directional harmony, when our whole body is going into that elbow strike. Right there. And we're still checking in with this fist here as it loops. And look where it is. It's in perfect position to drop, bam, and slam right into that kidney. That will arch the back, pull him around, heel palm, hook, pop, screw him back around, and boom. Hook there. And that's the end of long form. All right. Sacrifice real quick. What happens is, remember our 4 stages of the full Nelson?